Hello everyone and welcome. This is day 3 of the 9th edition of one of the most prestigious, if not the most prestigious, hill climbs in the world, the Jaguar Simola Hillclimb, coming to you live from beautiful Knysna in the Western Cape. I'm Arnold Getz, and joining me, Fani Scholz, who's been trackside. You've watched all the hard work he's done. That, by the way, is the warm-ups from this morning, and that's just a little warm-up in which Andre Besaidnout smashed the 38-second mark again, so 37.259. He is really going quickly at the moment in that Nicholson McLaren NME of his. Robert Volk is just about 2.5 seconds, slightly more than that, further down, 1.761 to be exact. Wilhelm Bart in the 3rd place. He's been going well. I can tell you that with his car, that Nissan of his, the GTR R35, he's been in very good shape as well. And there's a whole host of other drivers all chomping at the bit in the various categories. Fani, nice to have you with us. So, Super Series this morning, eh? The boys have got the bit between their teeth.
Yeah, thank you very much, Arnold, and welcome to all the viewers to this final day of the Simola Hillclimb 2018. And yes, Arnold, it's been very serious down in the pits this morning. I had a quick walk through before I had to jump on the start line for a couple of interviews. And yeah, I saw Wilhelm go up in that warm-up lap now, and he's currently in 3rd position. And I'll tell you what, the guys worked till well after 11 on that car to get that splitter and the bonnet and everything fixed for this morning. So yes, it's very serious down there this morning.
Just to give you an idea of the class leaders, now remember there are 3 different classes here which the lads fight out and which it's all about. The Class A, road-going saloon cars and supercars, Class B, the modified saloons, and then Class C, the single-seaters and the sports cars. So to take you through, the leader in the C class, Andre Besaidnout, and he is just ahead of Garth de Villiers. In the B class, Anton Cronje and Wilhelm Bart, and literally 0.02 of a second split, the two of them in Class B. And then in Class A, Richard Roots, and he is just ahead of Davy Olivier. So on day 1, it was classic car day, and this was magnificent to see. Very genteel and quiet crowd who came out to watch the very special classic cars, and that opened up the 9th edition of the Jaguar Simola Hillclimb. And Franco Scribanti, the man who came out on top, but a trip down nostalgia lane, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely, Arnie. The cars on Friday, it was a completely different atmosphere in the pits. All the competitors having a good time, and myself walking down and looking at all these classic cars, absolutely awesome.
Yeah, it is something to see, and those guys, the owners of the cars, treat them like children, and they speak to them like kids as well. It's a beautiful event to see. If you haven't been to see the classic cars in any way, shape or form, that is what you should do. If you are in this part of the world, we highly recommend that you come down here, and anywhere else in the world, welcome to you. Great to have your company. We're about to start with the next qualifying round, round 3. And then we'll go all the way through 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock, the next 3 qualifying rounds. Qualifying round number 6 is at 2 o'clock. The class finals start at 3 o'clock when we whittle it down to the last 48 cars. And then the 10 class car shootout, the road and the supercars, that's at 22:04. At 10:04, it's the single seaters and the sports cars. And then at 4 o'clock, the modified saloon car shootout. Our broadcast live here from beautiful Knysna continues right after this.
So a lot of big names, legends and numbers that find themselves where they would not like to be whatsoever now. And I think you're going to find that they're going to be pushing very, very hard to get into that group. And if you think that either
So they've started the next qualifying round. Round number 3 is underway. I know that Gordon Nicholson has already sped up the road, and then Julian Janse van Rensburg, that's the man who's just also got to the line there now, and he's going. So van Rensburg in the Volkswagen Golf Mark 1 of his. Nicholson has already whispered up the hill in his BMW hybrid. That is Nico Janse van Rensburg. He's underway in his Sirocco Mark 1. Rensburg's back to back. So qualifying round 3 is underway.
Yeah, Anya, I think one of the most important things to keep in mind is that it was quite nippy this morning, so this track is still pretty cold. The tires are pretty, the cars are pretty cold. The tires temperature not up to temp yet. And so the guys are taking it obviously as quickly as they can, but things will speed up as the day go by. But then again, looking at Andre's warm-up lap and going up the hill in 37 odd seconds, that was an indication of what's about to come today.
Massive, absolutely massive, as he piled on the pressure for the rest of the lads and threw down a marker. Garth McIntosh is underway, and Gordon Nicholson clocking 49.8 seconds. Julian Janse van Rensburg is also up on the hill now, virtually done, but there's a problem with that Ferrari at the moment.
Yeah, definitely not a good run. Something wrong with that car, or with the run, maybe just aborted, so he's going to run through.
Possibly didn't have the start he wanted. Let's hope the car's engine is okay. So this is Garth McIntosh in the Ferrari 4.5, 458. Yeah, he's just trundling up the hill. Something didn't quite go as he wanted it. Let's hope the vehicle is still sound.
This is Johannes Jansen van Rensburg in that Nissan Leaf Nismo. This vehicle is specially brought into South Africa for this event. It's a completely electrical vehicle, so interesting. Speaking to Johannes in the interview, asking him about the charge point for this vehicle. They had to get permission, special permission, to get that charger put in here with 3-phase electricity and all that sort of stuff. But one of the pros to that was the fact that they didn't have to apply or comply with the fuel.
Amazing that that's what it's come to. And that car also, there's no sound to it, so it just leaves the start line and everybody thinks, oh, I've just gone deaf. I don't know what's happened.
Absolutely, yeah. A lot of tire spin, but no engine noise, which is a very, very weird experience on the start line for all of these guests. Those guys in the Lamar VIP lounge, some of the owners of the racing teams you can see there sitting, and yeah, maybe a little bit of nerves. A lot of time, money and effort went into this event, and now it's all come down to this final day where the cars have to perform.
Yeah, it's D-Day, literally and figuratively, because by the end of this afternoon, around about 4 o'clock, we would have been able to identify the king of the hill in the 3-class shootout. I think everyone is really looking forward to that. Just waiting for the Ferrari to make its way all the way up the hill and make sure that there hasn't been any drama. Just look at all the rubber that's been laid down there, and that is part of the little problem, if you like. It's not anything major, but you've got to be aware of it and understand how it may affect pull away.
Absolutely, yeah, and as we discussed yesterday, the get off the line here is probably the most important. If you fluff that and you don't have a good start, there's no way of catching it up. The competition's so fierce that a couple of seconds, split seconds, is making the difference here today. So absolutely have to have a perfect run from start to finish. Make sure you hit all the apexes and all the lines, and if not, then you're not going to be in the top 10. All the spectators out here this morning, a lot of spectators coming through for this event, and yeah, only I think one of the most important. I spoke to two gentlemen there this morning on the start line. They've been coming out here. This is their 8th event.
So they've only missed one.
They've only missed one, and they've got their little posse there on the little grass hill. They come and sit there. They were there yesterday, first of all, and this morning again. I saw them and I had to go and chat to them.
There we go. Never too early. The plane has gone over somewhere in the world at 12 o'clock, so what the heck.
Cheers.
Down she goes. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I hope it's cold. It looks bitterly cold. So we're just on standby here to make sure that the route all the way to the hill is clean.
Oh, sunscreen going on there. Yes, definitely a must here today. The weather, I think, cannot be better. We couldn't have asked for better weather this weekend, Arnie. I think everybody happy with that. This could have been a bit disastrous in the rain.
Yeah, Fani, you're quite right. The weather has been absolutely ideal. I think Ian Shrewsbury and his team have organized absolutely everything, including that as well. Now, hats off to them, and I said that rather facetiously, but it is very impressive. This whole event is run so slickly and so well. So now it is Janse van Rensburg in that 80 kilowatt Leaf Nismo, imported especially from Japan.
Just listen to the noise.
Yeah,
unbelievable. There's nothing wrong with this car, guys. There's absolutely no engine noise going up the hill.
Most incredible to see, and the Beamer, of course, the i8 has massive wheel spin as it leaves, and that's the funniest thing too. You look at this wheel spinning and there's absolutely no sound whatsoever. Cerro de Siena, the E-Pace P300.
Johannes wearing a very Stig-like racing suit and helmet. I'm pretty sure a lot of kids got him confused with the actual Stig.
So our starter making sure that everything is sorted again as De Siena gets sent on his way.
How's that time by Johannes there, Arnold? Actually 57.165 seconds up the hill in an electric car. That's making absolute history up this hill.
Yeah. Completely electrical car, and it's a beaut as well. It's a lovely looking vehicle. So early leader is Gordon Nicholson in his Beamer at 49.8 seconds, but that is going to change. That's Pierre Bester in that lovely Alpha.
Pierre qualifying in second position in his class yesterday, definitely a contender, going up against that Noble, and yeah, lovely to see the Alpha Julia's up there again. Alpha obviously with a very extensive racing history.
Richard Roots has jumped out there as well. He is the leader in Class A and clocked a time of 44.75 seconds. We'll want to go a little better this morning, although this time of the day is probably not the time to set the fastest times. Although I tell Andre Besaidenote that he doesn't worry about that. Temperatures, what temperatures? Doesn't matter, does it? So De Siena pops into third place and then immediately is relegated by Pierre Bester, who runs a 49.316 seconds. Let's see how one of the real stalwarts of racing in South Africa, Richard Roots, goes. Derek Dearlove in the XES. Dearlove is underway. Now it is Richard Roots, 45.132 seconds. So not too far off his overnight qualifying time yesterday. So Roots joggles his way to the top of the leaderboard. Pierre Bester is in second spot in 49.3, and then Gordon Nicholson 49.8. That's what it looks like at the moment. But this is going to be ping pong from here, because it's going to be up and down and sideways as things change throughout the day for the top 10.
Yeah, I'm actually getting very excited about the action today, because Pierre actually bettered his time from yesterday afternoon's qualifying lap in these conditions. So definitely the, like you say, C for serious this morning by all of these guys.
Feroz Ibrahim also now on the road at the bottom of your screen. And Ibrahim wearing number 70 in that noble Ford, the M400. That's a 2005 model. He really does sling that thing around.
It looks like a very good run there.
Yep, it is good. It is 47.5 seconds worth of good into second place. There's about 65 odd cars left after one or two casualties over the weekend so far. Next, Davy Willifeer in his F-Type Coupe SVR. Lots of Jags racing here. This is their flagship event after all, and why not? So there we go. Ibrahim slots into second. Pierre Bester relegated to third. Richard Roots probably stay there for a while with that clocking, I figure. This is Garth McIntosh, who aborted his earlier run. He's having a second go. The big bangers are out. That's Marc Grenier, one of the Jag drivers. And Grenier, multiple championship winning race driver, the Rotex go-kart champion in 2002, and 5 times SA National Rally Championship winner, including a top class S2000 title. Big Audi, that's Udo de Burgers, the RS6. I'll say funny, that is a beautiful looking car.
Beautiful looking car on the start line this morning. These guys definitely out there to get up this hill very quickly. And yeah, what a better sound than that Audi. Look at the smoke.
Boy, hello. Through all of that, you may just see, oh, look at that. You may see absolutely nothing, actually. Barry Ingle lashes the Mustang up the hill. That's, those tires, they take an absolute pounding. Look at that.
I tell you what, Oni, that Mustang has got so much power that he's probably working the hardest of all of these drivers, getting to try and get that power down on the tar.
Piloting it beautifully. Going into that corner is late there again. Same thing, very late in and out. This too is another beautiful vehicle. It's such a gorgeous looking car. Davy Willifeer now, by the way, has gone into second spot, 45.626 seconds. On the line, Arends de Prier. And Jacques Wheeler taking his McLaren 570S for a spin. Bottom of your screen. These McLarens are just breathtaking cars. They honestly are in person, even more sexy than what they look like on TV.
Absolutely, probably one of the best looking cars on the road today. Also a very a big favorite with the crowd.
This is the M5 of Rob Gearing, 4.4 liters and 8 cylinders. This is the 2018 model, and it is another beaut of a car. In fact, I must say, of all of them, that's my favorite.
I was just about to say, you're probably going to get down after the event and try and see if you can maybe negotiate a deal on that.
I was desperate in the pits to say to him, look, I don't want anything other than just to sit in the seat, please, can I?
Looking good on this run.
He is. It's a car that doesn't have a lot of bulk, but he uses what bulk he has, and all of it available to him very well indeed.
This is Paige Lindenberg off the line in, I think that's car number 57. And she's competing against her dad, believe it or not, this weekend.
Yeah, the old man is a few seconds ahead of her, but she's catching up. There's no doubt about it. Young Paige is ultra competitive, and it's funny that because it doesn't really run in the Lindenberg family, and you never say that. But the fact of the matter is she is quick and doesn't hold back at all. She's competed in 2 legendary Ford entries at the Jaguar Simola Hillclimb. She raced a 1968 Ford Escort in 2015 and 16, and then suited up in the Shelby Ford Mustang GT350 last year. There is the old man. Talk about the Lindenbergs. Look at that. That almost took off. Almost had the front wheels off the tarmac, did Mr. Lindenberg.
Yeah, I think this vehicle actually surprised me because speaking to him early, look at that. I spoke to him early yesterday morning and said to me, no, finally we're taking a bucky up the hill, so I'm not expecting much. And I think this vehicle actually surprised him quite a bit because the times are looking pretty good.
It does look good, and boy oh boy does he only use all of the road. Look at that, in she goes, and wait on the outside and through again. He slung that around the corner. Man, that takes some driving, I want to tell you. This is not an easy car to control. It's like a bucking bronco.
Yeah, and I think for all the spectators out there, this vehicle's suspension is probably one of the most impressive. You know, with that vehicle being so top heavy, getting all that power through down to the tire is a very big ask.
Here's virtually the same thing in the car at the top of your screen. That's Jason Evans in his Range Rover, and that is the Luma CLRS. And at the bottom, Sun Moodley in his Porsche. The Beamers are up now. We'll go through a set of M3s as they line up.
Beautiful sound off the line.
Isak Spies has just popped in with a 45.5, so he's only 0.46 seconds behind Richard Roots in second place. Dawie Olivier into third, Ernst de Preer in fourth.
All these Beamers are on the start line, definitely a crowd favourite with warming up those tyres and smoking up the place.
That's Paul Munro working his way up the hill. Here's one of the first Porsches, and this too is a lovely car, Mano Maharaj in the 996 911 GT3.
Not getting off to a great start there, a little bit of hesitation off the line. But yeah, interesting to note that the time actually doesn't start when the car pulls off. There's about 5 meters in front of that start line. You can actually see the little time equipment there next to the road. So right there, the time starts.
Yeah, and the marshals ask the drivers not to attach the transponder any further back than the third post of the car, and that's where it starts. So they've probably got 6 or 7 meters to run up to the timing device as it starts taking time. Spies still in second to Richard Roots, Dawie Olivier, Ernst de Preer, and Rob Gearing has clocked himself a 46.5 second run. That's a goodie as well. Dan Zeely in his Subaru Impreza.
Also a crowd favourite. I think not only the vehicle, the Subaru obviously a legendary racing vehicle. I think the guys are enjoying seeing Mr. Zeely going up this hill.
Yeah, certainly one of the popular cars, gets himself lots of applause as he lines this up.
That little stretch of the track is very, very bumpy, and the guy's struggling to get the downforce working there.
Claire Vale is underway. Lashes it away from the line. That is a massively powerful car. That's the Subaru BRZ rather. Let's take a look at this line as she lines it up, going into the left-hander. Wide she is, and then sweeps it in.
Claire, interestingly enough, doing a lot of drifting lately, so that's completely opposite to this sort of event where you don't want to lose the rear around a corner.
Line that up very nicely. Of course, you've got to make sure that you give it everything and all you've got left. Davy Hubert in the Lotus with a Honda engine. That's the Exige.
Just listen to the power of the line.
He's looking good. That was a really good start. The little Ford Escort gets its marching orders. Jacques Bauer, he and his rest of his family, yeah, lots of it. That is a bit of a worry. I looked up and saw that and thought, that doesn't look like it's supposed to be like that. So that's the latest as it stands at the moment. Manoch Maharaj in that Porsche of his rounds out the top 10.
Obviously, not too much wrong with that vehicle, obviously, going to the top.
Definitely not. This is Chris Leeson in his Ford Focus RS. Cute looking little thing, but don't be fooled. That thing is powerful. Davy Hubert has broken the 40-second mark with a 39.98 run. That is massively quick. So that tells you that Lotus of his was a good run, smoke or no smoke. So I think that's a personal best for Davy in that car. That's very impressive indeed. There's the little Conquest on its way as well.
Honda Civic Type R going up the hill right now. Very impressive looking car, but has already been replaced by a newer model earlier this year.
That's remarkable, hey?
Looks like there might be a little bit of a wait.
Seems like a little bit of a hold up here of sorts. Right now they've got it right. Must say the officials here, there's a problem of some sort. No, everything seems fine. Seemed a little slow there for a second or two, but it is the Conquest after all. And if you compare it to what we just saw from that Honda engined Lotus, then you'll know what we mean. It is a good start. Oh, blows it into second gear and then third.
Very good line through there.
Here's another crowd favorite. This is Willie Hepburn. Deep into his 70s, and the grand old man of South African racing is still lashing it.
Also competing this year in his 5th event.
Let's see what this line is like and how good that is. That is rock solid as well. Hepburn stuck to the road. Here's the Audi TT with John Carlos de Silva aboard. It's a 2002 model. Hepburn. TT underway very smoothly. One more of those vehicles that is so low and stuck to the tarmac. Look at that, the whoop-de-doos there almost didn't have any effect on it whatsoever. So one more of the big bangers on the way as well. This is the Mustang Rouge. That's Kai Goddard in his V8 Masters. There's the other one. There's 3 of them here over the weekend. Look at that, he battled to keep that tail in check.
try and speak to Kai in the lunch break today. He's over here racing all the way from America.
Yep. Love to hear his impressions on what he's found here in South Africa. And here's the third of the big Mustangs. That's Enzo Keen. And Keen has been putting together some very good runs. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Look at that. Willie Hepburn, 43.958 seconds. The 70-year-old plus is showing the youngsters a thing or two about cruising up the hill here at Simola.
Just look at that around the corner. It's very, very aggressive.
Oh, that is beautiful. Keen. Letting it drift just a little. He's throwing it around today.
Things definitely eating up, Arnold.
31 is Sean Duminy in the Ferrari 488 GTB. 3.9 litres worth, 8 cylinders. Listen to it.
Also very, very much traction in the pits, this vehicle. A lot of people stopping, taking pictures with it. Not every day that you can see these cars in action.
No, and not up close, and that's the beauty of this event as well. You buy yourself pit access, and in you go, and you mingle with the drivers. You could actually look inside the cars if you like, and a lot more. It's gorgeous. That's Franco Di Matteo. Enzo King into 4th place, 44.097 seconds, relegating Richard Roots to 5th spot. Let's see how the Ferrari goes. So, Spies, Willefeer, Goddard and Munro, De Brea, I don't have much hope for them. I think that they will be relegated even further, but this thing is a scary animal.
All the people that heard the gunshots know that was no gunshots. That was just the vehicle going up the hill. Very, very aggressive looking vehicle, and definitely not holding back this morning.
That is Wade van Zimmeren. Him and his dad have got these huge cars. They are really impressive.
That's Peter Zeli just getting off the line there with Mazda. Sorry, is it the MR2? That's right.
Yep. Here's one more of those lovely BMWs. This is Ricky Gianacaro. He's got the M3 GTR.
Looking good this morning. Very nice lines. Spoke to them about 3 weeks ago, setting up that vehicle at Swartkops. Had a little bit of issues, but looks like we'll sort it out this morning.
And throughout the years, we've had some fine races here. Jeff Mortimer is another one of those legendary races here in South Africa. And Jeff leaving the line in his Nissan 3.5 350Z. Mortimer also has a very long and impressive list of victories on his CV. Just for a second, take your eyes off the car and watch the scenery in the background on those wide shots. This is a most beautiful part of the world. So here is Adrian Dalton in his M3. Yes. Nissan. BMW just a bit further back. Love those colors. I think it's remarkable looking. It just looks quick, doesn't it?
And it is quick. Look at this. Definitely getting through there in a very good time.
So Davy Hubert braking 40. Oh, listen to that. And away she goes. Oh,
Hold on.
that was complaining and wanting to go left and right, wanted to do a little bit of shopping on the way out. Franco Scribanti in the Porsche. That's the big GT3. Well, that's van Zimmeren in the other R34 Skyline Nissan. Such an impressive looking vehicle. Scribanti flying along.
keeping an eye on this time for Scribanti, seeing if they got some issues sorted out this morning.
That's Tuka Mykonos, and that's in the Mercedes-Benz DTM 55. Had a few dramas with it yesterday, but it seems to be sorted today. Scribanti into 5th place, 42.634 seconds. This is Kyle Mitchell. That's the R35 GTR Nismo. Let's update you again. So look at that. Scribanti, 6th place now. Charles Hubert up ahead of him. Anton Cronier, there is just so little to choose here at this stage. De Matteo, 1.460 seconds behind Davy Hubert. And then Martin van Zimeren, 0.6 further back of that.
This is the first of the BB Motorsport GTRs. This is Idris Suez getting off the line right now.
Solid start into that first little left-hander. Tight to the right. Lots of people would look at this and go, well, this is almost straight line, and that is what is astounding at times. As we take a look at Quinsley Sale, he clocked the fastest time of the day yesterday at one stage, but it is not an easy ribbon of road. This, you really have to pick your lines well. You have to be able to work with the car and against it at times. Lining up the last few of the races, Quinsley Sale. It's been very good value for money all weekend long.
Idris Suez there in to 8th position with a time of 42.848 seconds.
Just holding one or two of the drivers back again here. There may be a little problem further up. There we go. I think they're trying to get the rest of them lined up. Here we are, ready to go, and it is away they go.
Only look at that. I think actually our commentary position just moved a little bit.
Yeah. It certainly looks like it. That's Jaguar Null, isn't it, in the GTR Liberty Walk?
That's right. Yaku obviously needs to get somewhere very quickly.
He's got an appointment later. Darren Goodman's in his Nissan GTR R32. And Ian Schofield back at the start line. So we got 3 races on the little piece of ribbon road all the way to the top of the Simola Hill, all going at the same time at the moment. Piling it on. Waited late into that apex and through. Shane Hallberg in his Formula V Forza. Quincy Sale then popping into 3rd place, 42.086 seconds. Let's see how the little Formula V goes. And Schofield also flying along in the Ford Eurotech Mygale. Oopsie.
Almost losing it around that corner. Big scare. I'm sure you can see that he's actually just slowed down quite a bit. Not sure who that was. It was number 12. Car number 12. We almost just lost it around
Shane Hallberg, yeah. I think the foot came off the accelerator there for a second. In fear. There's not a lot of place here to make a mistake, let's be honest.
Now the guys are obviously very aggressive this morning, but I don't think the track temperature is up to temperature yet.
Michael Verrier in the Shelby Nissan Can-Am. That's a 3.5 litre 6-cylinder engine in there. If you're going to drive it, you have to have advanced health. Again, our marshals, we just want to say thank you. They've done just the most incredible job, and they still look like they only started 2 minutes ago. They've been at it for 3 days now. Stuart White, the teenager,
17 years old, and keep a keen eye on this time, guys. This is going to be quick.
I think he's all fired up and ready. So Stewie White with the starter's orders to set him up for the off. Keeping the revs high. Just the most gorgeous sound. That's the WSR Super Renault engine is howling in there. Let's keep a close eye on this. Just so more pronounced on the cars, the single seaters and these in particular. Those racing slicks. Listen to him go.
Through that bend.
With some really, really smooth lines and good lines. So many cars on the route at the moment. Keep watching the timing. Robert Volk then, it is, who clocks 38.036 seconds, my word. Right to the top, and that gives him a gap of almost 2 seconds over his nearest competitor, Davi Hubert. Franco de Matteo in third, Stewie White 41.96 in fourth place, and Quinsley Sale, and that's fifth place for him. There's been some tremendous running up this hill already.
Here's the big guns.
He's brought it out. He had a rest yesterday. 2 of the practice runs and 1 of the qualifying runs he missed, but here is Andre Besaidnout. Let's watch him.
Andre putting up a time of below 38 seconds this morning in a warm-up lap, so let's keep an eye on this time.
So let's watch him here as he lines up this one. Yeah, he's not holding back. That car is all over. It's bouncing and bobbing along. So is Besaidnout. There goes car number 2. That's Anthony Ashley in the Ariel Honda. On your screen. That is the Nicholson McLaren NME.
There's something wrong right
here's
there.
Trouble.
If I'm not mistaken, they also had a problem yesterday, Arnold.
I believe so. Yeah, you're quite right. And this could be a little bit of drama. Let's see what the marshals do with this one.
Oh my goodness, Arnie, look at the times. Andre Besaidnout
Oh my word.
in just over 36 seconds, 36.006.
That is unbelievable. You could see that Besaidnout was absolutely tying one on. That look on his face as he went up the hill there, and that is a brand new record for the Simola Hill Run, brought to you by Jaguar. 36.006. I think there's a sort of a special agent in there, -1. 006 at the end there. Why oh why could it not have been just under 36 seconds? But there it is. Fastest, and by a long shot. This is a brand new mark. So that Nicholson McLaren NME coming through to dominate the first of the qualifying rounds on the final day. The King of the Hill Shootout, qualifying round 3. The final results look like that. A massive gap, 2 seconds worth over Robert Volk, and Volk in that Ferrari A1 GP car of his. You would have thought that that is a seriously good time, but no, Andre Besaidnout had different ideas. Well, our live coverage continues from Simola. Our next qualifier, which will start in about 20 minutes from now, qualifying round number 4, is up at 11 o'clock. Stay right where you are. Our commentary will resume just before the start of qualifying round number 4.